Let me see what your questions are. Really happy to have them. Marcus, and he says, EW is 100% EW. I don't know what, Elliot Wave, thank you, is 100% BS. He says, even an expert admitted this to me personally. Well, it's interesting, Mark, and thank you for saying so. I actually believe that the founder of Elliot Wave, R.N. Elliot, who got ill, he used to run, he wrote books and ran on how to run a tea house. You know, back in the 50s, they called them tea houses. And you think, what a silly thing to write a book about how to run a tea house. But you know what? That's what Starbucks is today. That's what many of these places are. They're just the latest version of tea houses. And of course, it's a big business, and it was back then. So it's not as little a thing. Now, he sat around doing that. He had gotten ill, and during his illness, he began watching markets. And while I'm not aligning myself to anybody in the past that was great, I'm really not. He didn't know about the markets before this. He also just looked at markets and saw something and started to work on it. He thought he saw something and began to work on it. And it turned into the Elliott Wave principle. He actually was very good at it. But I think it's not unfair to say that R.N. Elliot is the only person who ever lived that can properly, correctly, and repeatedly do Elliott Wave. I don't think there's been a living soul after him that can utilize it. Yes, it is 100% subjective. No doubt. It's 100% subjective. But his specific subjectivity, his DNA of his subjectivity was such that he had it down. But there hasn't been anybody else. There has been nobody that has been effective with Elliott Wave. So I agree with you generally, but I think that the founder of it, R.N. Elliott, had a specific kind of subjective DNA that he was able to do it very, very well. And I don't think that there's going to be many people in the future that can replicate what he was able to do with it.